We were talking a moment ago about Nigel Farage. There's a poll from YouGov this morning which puts Reform on 29 points, which is their highest number yet.
Yeah.
And the Conservatives, I have to say, at 17 points, just 1 point ahead of the Lib Dems. That's quite close to levels at which, if it was in an election, you'd be almost extinct as a party.
Here's George Gideon Osborne speaking to Andrew Marr on what he thinks the Tories can do to combat the threat of reform.
Well, I feel I'm kind of earning veteran status, having been around politics for a long time. Coming here into Millbank, I think I first came in here 30 years ago. And I've heard several times that there'll never be another Conservative government, and I heard several times there'll never be another Labour government. Both things true not to be the case. So I'm not someone who believes all the kind of hype that we've seen the end of the two-party system. And I think it is exceptionally difficult for a Conservative opposition just recently ejected from government.
What I find interesting is that George is in some way complicit in the Tories' dismal approval ratings now. Being the architect for austerity, cutting back on communities and slowing growth meant that people began feeling the squeeze, sensing their prospects were diminishing way back when Cameron got into power.
To come back, I think the only example I can think of the one-term government in my lifetime was the Ted Heath government at the very beginning of my very beginning of my life. So it is, the task facing Kemi Badenoch and the shadow cabinet is historically huge, even though this Labour government are not haven't made such a strong start. And so I have some sympathy with the position they're in. I don't personally think chasing Nigel Farage's tail is going to work. And if you want Nigel Farage, why not have Nigel Farage? I think the kind of 10-year trend inside the Conservative movement of trying to copy the Brexit Party or the UKIP Party or now the Reform Party has not really worked.
Of course, what Farage has done has offered quick-fix solutions in the guise of blaming others. It's the woke brigade or immigrants. That form of populism has been able to take hold because it rooted itself in the austerity that George and Cameron implemented. Click here for an LBC caller explains why he thinks Farage gets away with promising bullshit all the time.